So today we're going to go ahead and do some multi-step equations. All right, now go ahead and copy it if you haven't already done so. Now the first step is always the same, and that's to be organized, and I recommend to do so by drawing a balance line. So in this case, you take the problem, and underneath the equal, you draw your balance, and underneath the equals is you put your little the pivot, and it says that the left side is equal to the right side. Okay. So after you've drawn your balance and you're organized, I want you to look for the following. Always look for parentheses. If you see parentheses, you distribute. And if you see fractions, you want to multiply by the common denominator to get rid of them. So in this case, we look for parentheses, and there are none. So now we look for fractions. Well, we've got a bunch of them. So again, to get rid of them, we have to multiply by the common denominator. So I'm going to multiply the whole equation. If you multiply the whole equation, it's not changing the answer, it just makes it look different. So I look at the denominators, 3, 5, and 5. So you think of a number that goes into 3, 5, and 5. The lowest number is 15. So you multiply by 15 over 1. All right, now you distribute to each of the terms in the problem. So 15, you do 15 times 1 is 15, divided by 3 is 5x. Now a trick, instead of do the multiply the top first, because we're going to divide, and we picked 15 strategically so it'll cancel out, the best way to do this is to, in your head, you say 15 divided by 5 is 3, and then 3 times 4 is 12, so that's minus 12, equals 15, again, divided by 5 is 3, 3 times 3 is 9x, don't forget the x. All right, now we have no parentheses, we've gotten rid of a fraction, so we move on. Now you look for like terms. All right, if you have like terms on the same side, you simply combine them. If they're on different sides, you have to move them by adding or subtracting. So here we are, we got rid of the fractions, and then we're at this point. So we got three terms, 5x, 12, and 9x. See, there's none that are same here. Now 5x, we want to somehow move it to be with the 9x. So in this case, I'm going to move the 5x over there. The opposite of 5x is negative 5x, negative 5x. All right, those cancel out. That gives you 12, positive 12 equals 9 and negative 5 make 4x. You don't want to move the 9x over there because then everything would be on the same side. You want variables on one side, numbers on the other. All right. Now your last step is to solve for the actual variable by multiplying or dividing by the coefficient. So in this case, again, we got rid of the fraction by the common denominator. We moved the x's together, and now we're here. Now you should recognize that if we have 12 equals 4x, you got to put your multiplication dot in between the 4 and the x. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. So you divide by itself, divide by 4 to both sides. So you get x equals 12 divided by negative 4 is a negative 3.